music no one can ever refuse it. Pulsating, vibrating, reggae, reggae, reggae. Very sky, rock, steady, mental, a quadrillion, a cool minute.
All right, so here we are today, and it's Friday, and we're on the Real Stuff podcast, Poetry Corner, and our special guest is Mr. Curtis Myrie, sports journalist and poet. So how are you doing, Curtis? Glad to have you here.
I am good. Glad to be with you.
Well, just tell our listeners and viewers, who is Curtis Myrie?
Let's start with he's a man of ample girth. A ballooning from the strip of a young man that he was before, right? But as you said, I'm a journalist. I started journalism from high school at St. George's College. And I moved from the print media to the electronic media on radio and on television. And then thereafter, developing my skill sets with marketing, because I like to tell people that I have a passion for for poetry, yes, and for media and for marketing. Yeah, they pull my life along in various directions from time to time.
Oh, so you're like MPM, eh?
Well, whatever that is.
No, well, you remember that there was an organization in Jamaica. I remember that, MPM. But you're talking about marketing and poetry.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And what was the other one now?
Media. Yes, media marketing.
MPM, yeah.
Right, MPM, yes, indeed.
Yeah, well, today is...
Or in chronological order, PMM, poetry
okay.
first. Poetry first.
Oh, so you're naming poetry as a passion first. That is good.
Yeah, and then media and marketing, yes.
Well, we're on Poetry Corner, and on Poetry Corner, what we do, we like to have the poet do some poetry and poems for us, whichever way. Because I heard a very interesting term from some poets. Them don't call them poetry. Them say poetry,
Well, for me, it's just expression about life's experiences, right? I am a member of Malachi Smith's nomadic college school tour, right?
Yes.
This would be, if I'm engaged, this would be my third year. And what we all do as poets with different genres of poetry is to be going from school to school right across the island and engaging students, engaging them to be searching themselves, right? And feeling free to express themselves. Good? Using poetry more often than not as expression, as a means of dealing with all that might be stirring inside you. Good? And it's a whole transformative instrument and a tool. So that's my view of the poetry that I write and that I perform.
Yes, well, since we are in a Poetry Corner, let us hear a few of your works. I know you do quite a few works in Patois, in the Jamaican language, because most people think there's a like a slang, but we know it's a language. So,
well, I like to tell people that I have a preference for the blending model. So sometimes it's the dialect, which I am proud of, right? And at other times it's English as we know it, right? Good. Let me start with this poem that I think I highlighted was published in the Caribbean Writer some years ago, right?
Yes.
I was egged on to enter by my niece, Alecia McKenzie, who is a noted author, right? And a Commonwealth Prize-winning author. And she kept pushing and pushing, and no, you must write the poetry, and you can't just write it, so you must submit it to various places and competitions and so on. So I wrote 2 and entered, and they were published. This one is called Movies of My Mind. 24/7 cinema, taking hardboard box seats to the movies of my mind, me alone, in the full house. Feature movie with plenty intermission, cause it's cliff-hanging story of sheer determination. Frame by frame pictures of wheel and come again. Can't go up the street without go round the bend. Draw brakes, but you can't stop. Buck your toe, but you can't drop. Movies will buy a ticket every day for say. When pressure mount, every time one way. Main attraction of all that's framed inside, me alone in the full house. Attentive audience to the movies of my mind.
Wow. Love it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Very interesting, you know. Yeah,
Because we all have movies of our minds, right? In our introspection, in our reflection, in our contemplation, we're looking at movies inside us, right? About
Definitely.
our very lives and so on, and where it must be going and where it is coming from. That's how I was prompted to write that piece.
Yeah, and what is very interesting is to really say that creativity is coming out of the imagination.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. It is something that you feel. It is, and it is not imaginary. I want to tell you a story about when we go to the various schools, back to that school tour with Malachi Smith. When we go, you know, and the students are assembled in halls, in classes, there's always the look, Lord, where them people are come from now. Never mind what the lecturer or the form teacher might be telling them. As far they have a mindset that poetry is at best Shakespearean delivery that sometimes they feel is over the top and over their heads, right?
Yes, yes.
And we engage them about the poetry that is really threading words and phrases, expressions about all that they're feeling inside. And they must feel proud about and ready to do it, about talking in their own language. Because I am proudly Jamaican, who, yes, has some command over the English language, but feels quite comfortable moving from what people say is dialect, which is my own tongue, and just talking what's inside me.
Well, you know, as we're talking on that, you know, and, you know, the Honorable Louis Bennett had set the trend. And you did a poem in honor
Lord,
of
hold on. Where am I going to find that now? Oh, Lord, let me, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Yes, let's keep talking.
Yeah, man, you know, cause, you know, and you know, I found the title very interesting, sort of humorous, you know, but very interesting. Well, I should find a tongue for it.
Oh Lord, yes, yes, yes. But hold on a second. Let's go on talking and let me see if I can pull that up somewhere, because I didn't have it with me. Right?
Yeah,
I was talking. I was mentioning to Courtney that that poetry is the social. Hold on one second, please. That poetry is about our very own social platform too, as well.
yeah.
Right? And we have to be concerned about changing values. Good. In fact, the boiling pot that beg your pardon, the boiling pot that our society has become in terms of the attitudes, the values and attitudes, right?
Yes.
And
society has gone through a whole lot of changes, you know.
Indeed. And we, oh yes, we were young and protesting once, right? But we were also mindful of value systems, and I am concerned. Yes, there are youngsters who are quite sound. There will always be different dynamics. You must give room for that, right? Because our time was also one of different dynamics. So you must welcome change. But as we change increasingly, there are core values to respect, right? And I am concerned about the coarsening of society, particularly so because I'm a child of the inner city. I grew up in Jonestown, and the Jonestown then, though we were on the edge, so to speak, of the political turmoil, but the Jonestown then had a lot to do with community camaraderie and spirit and so on. I'm not saying it's missing now, but there's a blunting of the edge. There's a coarseness of the veins, right? And it troubles me because old folks can't sit comfortably on the corner anymore. And if there is a problem with young people, they will be mindful that, listen up, on a mind now, I'm mind what I do, you know, because old people up the road are sit down. We don't have that sort of thing much anymore, right? And I wrote 2 poems. One of them, it's called "You Are Shut Up," because hey, let's not fool ourselves. The young, restless, and a lot of them, right, directionless, and they turn to crime for whatever the reasons, and they don't think. And the easiest way to solve whatever it is that's an issue for them is the gun, is to inflict harm. So this poem is called "You Are Shut Up." Okay, may I read it?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's Sports Corner.
All right. You are shut up, nothing matter. Who will get it if you take it? You are shut up, nothing matter. Who will not scatter if you flatter? You are shut up, you will fire, even upon your family member. You are shut up, and nothing if we're dead by the dozen. You are shut up, favorite hobby is to make another dopey. You are shut up, just a blaze, cause the dead now go raise. Cry for you for make a change, just keep falling on their fears. You are shatter, nothing matter, and the country have no answer. And with these we beseech, even one we may reach. No things rougher, no things tougher, but how things are gonna get better. Just to keep on pulling on the trigger. Should we all keep checking in with the undertaker? Tell me, Shatter, seriously, this is the remedy. You are Shatter, our lives matter. Aim at that and hold your fire. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned Jonestown, because I was like living right on the border at Jonestown right there, so on Paisley Road. I know that I've seen each other. Now that we're talking, sort of remember you.
But you try to remember, we never have this stomach here, yes, huh?
Yeah, I remember that, man. Yeah, man, because
and I remember Paisley Road because I lived on Aspen Street.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. So you will just live near to George Strand, and
Yeah, man, and you go down the end of Aspen Street, and you go over the little gully, go across the gully, and you Paisley Road, no son?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man, because, as a matter of fact, I played 2 years of minor league for Jonestown,
Okay, very good.
Yeah, man.
You remember those days, the community that we had? Like I said, I am sure, because I'm not talking about anything that is so terribly different, right? And we would have little street fights too. Yes. But we were quick to seek what is the remedial course of more talking. Yes, tempers flared, but we would quickly want to talk and get through things, right? Without first wanting to inflict serious harm on anybody. And there is the village that guided us. Guess what? Me and you now do nothing. I make your mother know, because your mother I gonna beat you and beat me too, don't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And if your mother color me, and me scoop on your mother, when my mother know, is
another beating again.
Oh God, Lord, there's more beating. So there is, yes, there are different years and we have evolved, but what is it that keeps us together now? What is it that provides some sense of order, right? And why can't the family structure, as it were, still be able to be the go-to to be sorting out those sort of things before we end up in court, or one man gonna undertake and one man name up and can't come back properly and all that sort of thing, right? There is another poem, because there were 2 poems about all my social concerns about this. And this one is as a result of an evening in central Kingston, sitting with friends. And we were all playing dominoes. And in no time, all of us had to be on our stomach because bullets were sailing left and right, right? This one is called Inna the Heat of It. Inna the heat of it, making, hold on 1 second, please. Inna the heat of it, making the deadline. Every life we lose at the news. No, let me start over. I'm very sorry. Inna the heat of it, making the headline. Every life we lose at the news, beating the deadline. Prime time is crime. Life sentence in the inner city. Shantytown penitentiary. Every day I come on my gate, I wonder, will I live for past the street corner? In the heat of it and can't get away from it. not so easy to jump on a bus and drive away from it. Little what me earn is a return ticket to it. An intervention have to come before law and order put them foot on it. Anything else is beating around the bush with it. In the heat of it, in my sleep or across the street, me can dead same way from it. Don't have to be the target, straight shot with it. Anyone with it. Getting nowhere without we all take serious stock on it. Big talk for park. Big talk for park. Nothing good ever come at it. Under the gun, blood just a run. Can't blind your eye. Now turn your back on it. Next on the news could be regrettably how you were caught in the middle of it, right in the heat of it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is powerful. That is powerful.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Powerful. Yes? Powerful.
Yeah, because guess what? All right, fine. We all went to, I like to put it like this. Some of us remain on the streets. How we have evolved from high school, some tertiary education, and so on. We strut our stuff in various corridors, right?
Yes.
But I love my community. I love the community that is the wider inner city. I love the community that because I do consumer marketing, and a lot of it is about the average household in terms of what they desire. Because I work for food and drink manufacturers, and the whole thing is about engaging the shopper at the shelf and what you design and create to drive and the sales of goods and services. So you are no good marketer because you can't be myopic. You can't be feeling that you're the authority on what the people want.
Wow.
So you must go about, and going about dealing with the average household is also going about in the rural areas that are the household areas, and though they are the rural areas, they match the inner city areas of the average household as well. And this I am from, as I said, just as you are, from the inner city. So my life and my work are together, right? They are on the same track as to my social concerns. So I am someone who is always thinking about and concerned about community development. Because a man can't, just as in the poem, in the heat of it, you can't just jump on a bus and get away from it, you know.
True.
A lot of people think that people in the ghetto, Lord, them can do better. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? This thing is not jumping on a bus and go away from it. So,
yeah.
You know, this community development is bandied about loosely, especially by politicians who seek attention more so during elections. So everybody is talking about community development then, and then it is dropped thereafter, right? And
Yeah.
what takes center stage is the gun and the gun war that common folks like me and you and our parents and our aunts, we are just the headlines. News headline. That's all we are now. The news headline.
Yeah. It's very, you really have a very interesting take on that, because people don't really understand the system that created all of this kind of these social problems. And
man, I can
politicians are not really interested to change the status quo.
Sometimes I am sorry for them, and I'll tell you why. It's maybe the Jekyll and Hyde story that is in almost everything, because we have all created monsters, right? And it's not only the genie come out of the bottle, is the monster too, that are creatures too sometimes of our manipulative instincts and actions, right? Because it's not just the politician alone, it's everybody in this control thing. Yeah. Mega control the corner, yeah. And mega control this community, and therefore to a larger extent, mega control the community. So, and then, as I said, we become news headline statistics. Because in that whole social boil of controlling and manipulating and not being able to seriously appraise and assess and therefore construct what is rehabilitatory for most of the people, we end up with the problem over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, do you have some more poetry for us? Because really of my heart thirsting for more of my mind and everything, because
mine,
But it's Poetry Corner.
It's Poetry Corner. All right.
Yeah, when you come on the corner, you have to drop some things for us.
All right. I wrote a poem about let me be as circumspect as I must be here now. Being in the business of marketing, you're also in the business of public relations, more often than not, right? My trade is also creating particular publicity features, so to provide the edge and all that's value added for respective clients, no? But public relations must not just be packaging of a poor product. Public relations must not just be the convenient messaging for, shall we say, questionable political conduct. Let's say that, right? Public relations is persuasion, yes, that ought to be speaking to what is the greater good of what we are trying to deliver, right? Mm-hmm. So I wrote this poem about, it's called PR in ER, because what a day when public relations is not working and ER is the emergency room, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the gloom, public relations in emergency room, on its way to ICU, story that you spin, every political round robin, right back to where you must begin. What I want to so bright, why common sense takes sudden flight? Stop sell me when me no feel, can't beat me with when no real. So package up a strip and pull off. Time to stop, tell story, half and half. And I know this a go on. Long time conscience vote upon. Slick and trash and ready. Speak and span, but still not steady. Spin me like gig, you're broad, you're big. But soul we ball, can't hide with big. Lie so much time, nursery now no rhyme. And jackass still no sexy. In a dark glass. Can't cross, can't pass. Spread out pan stretcher. Nah stand up, nah stay up, nah add up. Imagine the gloom. Public relations in emergency room. Can you imagine, Bridget?
Yeah.
It's a vivid thing. Oh.
Public relations in emergency room.
Emergency room.
I am telling you. You know,
Just to come up with that concept is a, you know, is a huge achievement.
Yeah, that's really creative, Curtis.
Oh yes,
really creative, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to put out a book. By June thereabouts, because I have so many of these poems that I've written over years, and it's not a publication just yet. So I'm hoping to do my first publication come this year, because it is to also mark my graduating class. I'm from the 1974 graduating class of St. George's College. Make I did a little plug here. So this year is our 50th reunion. if I may be permitted.
Yes, of course.
This year is our 50th reunion, and we have a set of activities from July 25 to July 27.
Okay.
Right, in Kingston, and July 26, that's the Friday, it's our back to school tour, and there I'll be hopefully reading from this publication. It's to be titled "Staring into My Soul," and proceeds from the book, part proceeds will be going to the school as well. It's
wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
It's going to be quite nostalgic over the 3 days, and we're having a dinner dance on the 27th at Talk of the Town at the Pegasus. But critically, we're pledging, and we want to surpass it, because this is not just for the class to give. We are pledging US $35,000 to continue the solar journey of the school. In addressing the high cost and often the prohibitive cost of electricity.
Oh,
right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
To have the school energy self-sufficient, and rather boldly, but we are confident it can happen, for the school to be a net producer and provider of electrical energy, so we would sell back to the grid. So this project is being pitched to our graduating class, but all Old Boys Association, the whole entire St. George's College family, and wider community. It's
wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes, we want to do this.
I must say that I too is also from North Street.
Oh, you are from the little
on the side.
Side here, close to that place there where we're
asking
for check on the head every now and again.
yes, that's us. Yes.
I don't feel no way, my brethren. One of my best friends, Stratton Palmer, who is my associate, who works with me in marketing. He's from Kingston College, and
I know him well. We
yeah,
was
man.
there at the same time.
I can't. If Stratton was my brother, I couldn't love him more.
Yeah,
Couldn't love him
no
more.
man, we were there at the same time.
Okay. Good.
If you
Great.
ask him about Flavius, he will remember.
Yes, man. I will have a chat with him right after this.
Yes. In fact, one of my closest friends is also from your side. But he was
That's nice.
long before you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Patrick Smith,
Okay.
aka Skedron.
Okay.
I have many friends from that side.
Yeah, man. On North Street, you know. So
Yeah.
that's how it is supposed to be.
Yeah, we live good on our street. I must say
Yeah.
that.
Oh yes. And I'm looking forward because it starts in September, I gather, right through to April of next year, or maybe to September of next year. It's the 175th anniversary of St. George's College, right?
Okay.
So say enough things are going on.
Oh yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, got any more stuff for us? Because, for us keep on coming with good stuff because...
Yeah,
I think I'm getting close to finding that. Yes, give me a minute. I have more stuff, but let me find. Yes, the poem you were talking about. This is the poem that got published in 100 Voices, a special publication in tribute to Miss Lou by Professor Opal Adisa Palmer, right?
I know her too, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, and this poem was published in that body of work. She find with tongue for it, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
wonderful.
We did lose it. Shame for even look for it. Prefer to be muted rather than be rooted. Backyard picnic for speaky spooky. Backramasa blackboard story. No other way to write nor speak. Fatwa was never meant to reach this peak. Gaze your eye, look steadily at Miss Lou. Scholarship winner to the Royal Academy, taking center stage with all that's revolutionary, with tale and text that's our very own dialect. She find with tongue for it, tongue we are told to hide roundhouse corner. Can't put on good clothes and talk so communicating intelligently is to lose your identity. She take me to school for set your own rule. First language is your own. Adopt what you should to complement how you have grown. Pull the padlocks from your lips from Sunday school to our sunset years. No, lose your tongue, lose your fears. To find with tongue for it. Miss Lou, tongue for talk, for write with true story on the blackboard of our own history.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Now on a rhyming scheme, off the chain, Curtis, off the chain.
Thank you, thank you.
Another thing that I really observe, the use of satire in poetry.
Yes,
very rare.
yes, because, yes, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, so it's very rare, I see poets do that, you know what I mean? And them don't know how interesting and important it is.
Well, you have to address imagery, because to unlock everything inside, you know, just bring it and put it straight on the plate, so no, so.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, I mean, at certain times, certain delicacies are served, observed, and
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
and then when we are sent, beg your pardon, when we are sent cultural missiles, it's not just about just turn up and just fling stone, make everybody see, right? So you have to learn for bob and weave and go on with a whole pile of alley shuffle, and then sometimes you have to just deliver
This guys.
because sometimes you're not taking a check and you're not care. Yeah.
Wonderful,
Yes.
man. The poetry is really, really out of class.
Thank
Really.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I believe I write better than I perform, because I sometimes I'm a little frightened by the stage, but with friends like Malachi and others, they keep encouraging. So no, man.
Yeah.
When I was working at the Daily News, just leaving school, it's now defunct. You remember the Jamaica Daily newspaper?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yes, that's I actually met Mikey Smith and Okwa and Nora at some cultural event through Elaine Wint. I don't even think if Elaine or Okwa remember that. And that event was happening at National Heroes Park, what we call Race Course, right?
Of course.
All right, and I met them, and that it made me revisit my interest in poetry. I would write poetry to have it published in the Sunday Daily News at times. And Oko and Mikey Smith, the late Mikey, they were students at School of Drama. So various evenings I would walk from 58 Halfway Tree Road over to the School of Drama just to see them, just to have a chat with them. They adopted me in their community, right? I still was afraid to just jump up and perform. Right? But there was a sense of belonging to them, and that's where I first met Malachi too. Yes, that's where I first met Malachi and a number of others.
But there's no doubt that you have the goods, you know.
Well,
nothing to fear about. The goods is there.
No, there is nothing to fear, and I tell myself from time to time, you know, sometimes when you're dripping up yourself, we all do that, right? Sometimes when I'm dripping up myself, I ask the Lord quietly to persist with me, so that I will one day seriously acquire the discipline to keep writing that it is that I feel.
You should, definitely should, definitely.
Yes. So
your writing is so real, you know, it's factual, you know. Everybody can relate to it because it is what is there, what is happening, what has happened.
Indeed.
The reality is very, very powerful, you know.
Indeed. We try.
My thing, Courtney can tell you that my thing is all about us writing our stuff.
Yes.
Too long our stuff have been written by other people for us to read, you know. I don't like that.
That's true. Yeah. I am also, and I'd like to read this, I'm also mindful of racial tensions, right? I'm now living here in Florida. I've always been mindful of the race and class dynamics.
Oh, yes.
And this one is called Since We Are White.
Can't wait.
Since we
Cannot
are
wait.
since we are white,
Mhm.
since we are white, and it's really all that matters. Barriers are removed when we break and burn at every turn. Not being black, we are never driven back since we are white. Mobs are missionaries on the job, heretics with evangelical zeal, coarse, callous clan, every marching man, since we are white. We are covered with hoods to hide your face from this plain disgrace, deplorable, despicable, but described as even affable. Selfies taken, supporters patting us on the back, beating, battering us, however, if we were ever black.
Mhm.
You know? So
Yeah.
Powerful. Yeah.
we get by and are allowed to do certain things since we are white.
You're white.
That-
Oh yes.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
that's the point. That's the point.
Yes.
And we, if we ever did it, we'd be battered and bruised if we were ever black. Eh?
Black. Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We mentioned poetry. We mentioned poetry. If I may read this one too as well. And every poet or every man who try something, because every now and again him feels something, he speaks to the very poetry, the poem. This one is called This Your Poem. Difficult to pen. No care how much time it take you round the bend. Start it in your mind, for put it on paper. You cannot write a lie. Hickory dickory dock, mouse gets stuck, running up the clock. Buzzing sound before the blast. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Social load have to explode. Persistent poverty, block every road. This your poem you never put on. All when you can't find your speech, can't find your tongue. Poem will stress you. Bad word fly. No care how you try. Fuse that keeps lighting. Passions that keep mounting. Rage on cock. Leaders never have it locked. Buzz before the blast. Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I see it in the stuff that you had written to us about, being relevant at any age.
Yes. Excellent, excellent. Lord, I never. Hey, what you going to do with him, Courtney? Him take up everything, eh?
No, I am Courtney. I am Courtney, and
you are Courtney, right?
Yeah.
You take up everything, eh, boss man. You know, some things may I try hide and find them. That's a serious thing, Courtney.
yeah.
Listen, why must I get old? I can't get feeble, All right, fine. Right now, I'll walk with stick because I have on too much weight. Slack on how to order. So I not talk it like some emblem for put on my shoulder. But even so, as I get older, why must retirement signal retreat? what is this thing about as we get older, we must be put aside?
Yep. Cast away.
We were all young and restless to a point and wanted our time on the stage of life. Fine. But I was always, and it comes back to the value systems, I was always respectful, even when I rebelled against them sometime, you know. I was always respectful of my seniors. This thing about our usefulness is about the difference between being, for me, mentally stirring and contributing to life, even though the information technology, we keep running behind it from time to time. But we are talking about the difference between being active and accepting atrophy. You know, sit down and just think, say, I am just here passing the rest of my days until the Lord call me. Me no that with nobody. So whether I am running up and down, hobbling on a cane, or God forbid in a wheelchair, I want to have some place of worth in all that life offers, right? And that is my position unapologetically. Me no in the old business. No.
I agree completely. I agree totally.
Me not depend it. We can feebly, you know, because we age fine, but no bring the whole thing to me. Me not have the lot. I tell my wife every day. I said I don't know. Anytime I can find it, not have to be compensatory work that is duly commensurate with what you're doing in terms of financial returns. Even voluntary service is something most worthy. So even if that alone we will do, but I want to be doing something so that I feel alive. Because listen, we're not supposed to go and live until time comes. That's how it goes.
Of course.
Tell me
Yes.
if I'm wrong, you know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I agree.
So me depend the living tree in here, so
Yes, definitely.
yeah. I can never forget. There was this man at the Daily News. I can't remember his name now. I know his first name was George, and he was an oddity. And my family, how I grew up, was that you had to be able to defend yourself because we lived in the inner city. So, you know, you don't be nobody push over. But my father hated bullies. So from very early, you know, say, if you go and molest people, my father going to flag you properly.
Mm-hmm.
So we were always protective of people who were set upon. And sometimes George, with all his oddities, needed to be protected. Let me just say that, right? So as the sports, I was the sub-editor sometimes, so I just didn't write. Mr. Tony Becker, the late Tony Becker, God rest his soul, and Hubert Gray, they all felt, well, let's drag this youngster up because he have some set of skills there. Let's quickly make him mature. Sometimes that was sheer torture, but looking back at it, I benefited from it, right? And I used to protect George. Because when them say, Curtis, lock up the page, George used to supply horse racing tips. I used to pretend as if I sent off the page, but still hold it back because you know, George, he's never going to be on time. But what?
Okay.
He had excellent horse racing tips. If 10 races, he would give you on a given day 6, 7 winners. So I protected it. I protected him. Eh? And I remember he came into the office because now him look out for me too, you know. So him come into the office and I was feeling down the day. And George said to me, sir, young Myrie, he used to call me young Myrie. Young Myrie, what's wrong with you? I said, George, I don't feel right, you know. Sir George, I call him. I said, Sir George, I don't feel right. But it's like my dad death's door. And this is a man who is never angry, even when people are cussing, you know. George, why you won't bring the copy on time, all of that. George is always amiable, affable. And it's the first time I ever saw George get so mad. And we are talking about an old man in a boss. We are talking about an old man. But very bright man. I mean, man who decided, like, say, nah, get too old either. And I remember George getting very angry with me and said, young Myrie. I was shocked. I sat up in my chair immediately because I never see George get vexed. And he said, young Myrie, make I tell you something. I said, what is it, George? What I do now? He said, don't die before you're dead. Don't die before you're dead. And I just said to myself, okay.
Yeah.
Nobody has to tell me anything more. So this life is about living all the time because we can't die before we're dead. Right? So, hey, I'm doing the whole thing. We must always be relevant, right?
Oh, yes.
Right,
Oh, yes.
right. Definitely. Yeah, that's why we are doing what we would do right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And I'm really, you know, and Courtney, let me thank you for keeping at me because Lord, we mustn't talk everything, you know. But all on Wednesday, you know, I can tell you, my dear brother, all on Wednesday when Courtney looked for me, you have 1,000,001 things. But thank you very much, sir, for being keep on checking me and reminding me that hey, there is this morning that you know we need to sit and chat.
But
you remember Rex Nettleford?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Good. I wrote a poem called Rex, and this is the you're not getting me read no more, right?
Yeah, man. No,
Because,
yeah, man. You know, I was just about to ask you to just read one last one for us.
Well, all right, I'm going to read this one
out.
I'm going to read this one of the late Rex Nettleford because I believe that he was a pillar of all that was necessary for a changing mindset for persons from, him said all of us come from the KNPC. He used to like to say that. So for all the KNP's children, for all those of us, because remember, you know, we grew up, if you are 60 odd and going on, right? Youthfully so, we grew up in a time of social ferment, right? Yeah. And cultural icon as he is, beg your pardon. He was, Lord, I'm trying to, yes, cultural icon as he is. He was very important to how we valued ourselves, see? And to our self-esteem. It's called Rex, Thoughts on Rex Nettleford. Stature, that's Rex. Man, that's mental muscle. child of the king piece, intellect of a complete continent. Image that's Rex, man that's reflecting mirror. Hide all you want, you'll still see yourself black as you must be, black as you are. Voice that's Rex, echo in your ear, sound that's pulsating drumbeat, you dance to the creative rhythms of your being. Motivating stir, soul and spirit that's Rex, persuading us to rise, to shake the shackles of all that rattles and retards inside. Memory that's Rex, black, bold, and free. His story, rewriting our history. Color is no bar, defining the smuddy we are. We are set to achieve what about us we believe. Shantytown dwellings never holding us back. Driven as Rex, there'll be nothing we lack. Like the title of his essays, to guide and to teach. Inward stretch for greater outward reach.
Wow.
Wonderful, wonderful. But what I say is that now that we have got a taste of Curtis Myrie, I know our listeners and us ourselves, we want to have you back pretty soon.
Ah,
Courtney will be behind you again.
All right. Well, guess what? I will. This serves as a tug and a kick to really get that book out.
Yes,
so that
definitely.
I can come back when it's published and sit with you and read some more pieces from it, right?
And I must say this to you, I don't know what your plans are, but over the past couple of years, we have had a few books being launched on the Restuff podcast.
Okay, excellent.
We'll send you a thing on a couple of them.
All right, okay.
And
Because
these were, in fact, these were
looking around and I'm shopping around.
In fact, these weren't necessarily Jamaican poets. These were, for the most part, Barbados poets.
Okay. So so we can sit down and talk, boss man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, Sir Courtney. Okay, excellent. And listen.
Well, before we go, Curtis, just give the listeners and viewers, where they can find Curtis Myrie. Now, just give us your angles, your social media angles.
Oh, I'm on LinkedIn, yes, but there's not a lot of social media angles to me. That's work in progress, right? And I'm on Facebook. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right. No websites, nothing?
No websites just yet.
Okay.
That is being worked on too. Because in getting this book, the thing about this work and the other stuff that we do, that clearly must be highlighted on our website. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so go ahead, Flavors, and us close us out.
Yes, Mr. Myrie, I mean, it has been exciting, to say the least.
Thank you,
today.
sir. Thank you,
as
sir.
I said before, we
definitely enjoyed it.
We definitely want to have you back pretty soon, because our protocol has grown, leaps and bounds since we started. We have poets all over the place, Africa,
Can I read
Caribbean.
this one? Can I read this one as a closing out?
Sure.
And I want to do this because of late we have been hearing about the so-called benefits of slavery, right?
Okay, yes, oh yes.
Haven't we been hearing all of that?
Oh yeah, lots and lots of it. Yes, yes.
So this one is called The Benefits, and this is one of the ones recently written. Tarzan, where the pygmies left a door, never have a clue for what Africa have in store. Phantom ghost who walks, dumb every time whenever he talks. Hickory, dickory, dock. Colonizers with their Bible just want to stop the clock. Chain way. But certainly your tame way. Back again with chapter and verse of bare-faced chicanery, while scars remain of our torturous, murderous transatlantic journey. Sugarcane plantation production through history shows when profits declined through industrialization, you proclaimed emancipation. But apprenticeship still lashed the whip of designed enslavement, and independence is continuing byproduct of colonial arrangement. You think we have lost our purpose. Factory pool without the tools. So we're not supposed to know our worth. And your benefits assigned is only what you try to cultivate in our minds. Tired of this, Mr. DeSantis. Tarzan, Phantom, all that you illustrate, cartoon created benefits to be left at your gate. Gentlemen, I thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
very
Thank you
much.
very much.
I
So
thank
we
you.
will be in touch, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Good, good, good.
Well, so we have come to the close of the Real Stuff Podcast Sports Corner, and we thank the viewers and listeners of the Real Stuff Podcast. Bye for now.
You lead us song fulla. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebobu seru. Lead amua, lead us song fulla. Lead amua, lead us song fulla.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I will.